Hey guys, welcome to Michelle's Opinions. Hope the sound is coming through good for you. My husband has set up a little studio for me. I'm still getting acquainted with the lighting, and he set up a mic boom for me, so hopefully everything's coming through. Today, I'm just going to be casual. We're going to do a live stream. I'm going to talk about some of my personal testimony. And I have invited people from the chat forum that I tell you guys to come into from Flame. And we'll see if any of them are available to pop in and, you know, tell a little bit about themselves. And it'll show the diversity in unity, which is something that I'm seeing with so many different people, different backgrounds, cultures, different countries, but we're all going through this amazing transformation. Like I said, some people call it, shifts. Some people call it going from 3D to 5D. Some people say old Earth, new Earth. I remember we were just talking about the other day how, even the government is talking about, I don't care if you're from old Earth or new Earth. He still wanted him to answer the questions, which tells me that people are understanding this transition and this awareness, remembering that we're going through. And even though you're going through this transformation, you still remember what you did on the old Earth, so to speak, which is true. You should still answer for whatever you did on old Earth versus new Earth. I'm going to check with people in the room, make sure my sound is good and that everything's coming through okay, because the equipment, like I said, has been moved around. So thank you, Boom. Thank you. I'm going to share this out, let everybody know that we are actually live now. So if they're ready or willing to come in, then we're ready to have them. I did send one out. My friend is in London right now, and she's been taking a seminar. So she's been out of pocket this week, but I'm sure when she comes back, she's going to have a lot to tell us and talk about. And I actually did send her the link because I know it's late for her. So if she's able to pop on and at least say hello, that would be awesome. I would be very, very happy with that. So yeah, if you guys are wanting to pop in, that's great. If not, no worries. We'll just sit here and have a chat. I'll talk about what's going on with my journey, and I'm wanting to get to know people and understand people. As you can see in my background, I have the flower of life. And I often I'm talking about how we layer over each other, and the decisions that we make in our life, how it does like a ripple effect to people that are around us and close to us, and then also people that we care about, the decisions they make, how they affect us with the ripple effect, and cause people to make decisions. Think about when you're a child, you're being raised by your parents, and the decisions that they're making directly impact your life. So, and you really, when you're a child, we get really frustrated because, we just have to go along with the flow until we reach that age of majority, and then we can get out on our own, and then we start making our own ripple effect, so to speak. So, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yes, the flower of life. It's an absolutely beautiful picture. Guys, we know that we are created, our bodies are mainly water. I think about that scientist that did that experiment on water. And what he did was he took water a little bit and put them in a little, I think they were little tea tree dishes. And on one with masking tape, he wrote hate on. Okay. And he put that in the freezer. And then the other one, he wrote love on, and he put that one in the freezer. Well, when he pulled them out after they were frozen, the one that said love on the container, just the word was just put on there. But obviously, when he was writing the word love on it, his intentions of love also went into it. Was a beautiful snowflake, just absolutely stunning. And the one that he wrote hay on with the masking tape in the tea tree dish, it was a mess. It was, like scattered and just, it was terrible. So if we think, we got to realize what love creates is so beautiful. What hate and fighting and diversity, creates is something that's like it. There was no, it was just a mess. I'll look up that video and I'll link it in the description box to show you guys what I'm talking about. It's just the intentions that we put into things can create something beautiful or the opposite, and it's just amazing how powerful just that word, just putting that intention in was and how it affected that water. You guys know I like to go swimming a lot, and I get a lot of inspiration when I'm in water. But I love it. I'm always, the water, when I get into the water, it's beautiful. I feel that it's healing water. And so therefore, that water is beautiful and healing water to me because that's the intention that I put into it. It's a wonderful thing. Now, if I was afraid of the water, which actually I was, I had I almost drowned at one of those water parks when I was very small. Went down a water slide, and you know how everybody gets dumped out into the pool at the end, okay? Well, I was really small, and they came down, and what I did was I got twisted up, and through other people, I kept I couldn't get up. I was spinning around, and I couldn't get up. I held a bunch of water. And this woman grabbed onto me and she pulled me up out of the water. And after that happened, I was afraid of water for a very, very long time. With that happening to me, it would be easy for me to put fear or some other intention towards water because I had that experience and I was so small and I felt so helpless. And as other people were coming down that water slide, it was like they were landing back on top of me and I was getting tumbled under. And it was frightening. It was really, really frightening. But like I said, can't get rid of me that easy. I'm still around because I've had several automobile accidents. One, I was a pedestrian and I turned around to say to my best friend, we were in a crosswalk. It was on a very busy street here in California. And there was two cars stopped here and two stopped here. And then you got that, what we call, that left-hand turn lane, the suicide lane, okay? Well, I was in the middle and I was trying to walk very quickly because it's a busy street and all those cars were making, a lot of cars stop. And I turned around to my best friend. It was actually on her birthday. And I said, we need to hurry up and get across the street so we don't get hit by a car. And bam, I got hit by a car. I flew 18 feet up and out of the crosswalk. And I was young. I was 15 and I was in pretty good shape. I was lifting weights with Big Brother and all that kind of stuff. But what happened was when they did the x-ray, they saw that I had a fracture in my skull. Told my parents I was just in shock and to go ahead and take me home. Well, my parents said, no, she doesn't know who we are. We're not taking her home until you figure out what's going on. They had me moved from one hospital to the other. And it had been several hours, at least 8 hours. And by the time I got to the other hospital, my parents went to go get something to eat. Well, they did something called a CAT scan. We're all pretty familiar with what a CAT scan is nowadays. And when they did the CAT scan, they saw that there was a large clot, on the side forming. And what it was doing was pushing my brain. My brain was being pushed back as there was this internal bleed that was, bleeding out over that entire time. Well, my folks were out to eat. And so they immediately called a judge and got a court order to go forward with prepping me and getting me into surgery. It was that far along that progressed. And I have shared with people in the flame that near-death experiences, been there, done that. They're very real. And when people give testimony of those, near-death experiences, I found out later in life that the actual surgery, in order to have this type of surgery done, they have to slow your blood down almost to it. They actually have to stop it, because when they go in, they have to take a saw and all this stuff to your head. And when they open you up, especially since I had a hemorrhage going on in there, I would have bled out and died right there on the table. So they have to slow your blood down almost to a stop. Then they get in there, fix it as quickly as they can, and then warm you back up, get your blood back going again. My parents did come back and got to talk to me as I was in pre-op. They had to shave. See how long my hair is now? I think that's why I keep it so long, is that's how long it was when I was 15. And I woke up in an ICU unit and I didn't even know really what happened. The first thing I asked my mom for was my brush. I used to always carry my brush around with me when I was 15. You know how it is, guys. Teenage girls. Anyways, no one had the heart to tell me I didn't have any hair. They told me I had a cute hat on and I didn't need to worry about brushing my hair. Well, it was about 6 days later when I found out that there was that drawer thing that's in front of us on those tables that they bring you your food on. And I opened the drawer and my hair was in there. It was in a bag. I was like, what? And then they had a little flip up mirror, and then I saw all these staples in my head. My face was all swelled out. Like, I went a few rounds with Rocky, and I mean, I had no idea. I knew I was in a lot of pain, and they kept, I remember them coming in and asking me if I was comfortable, and I told them I had a really bad headache. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know really what happened it took about a week. And they gave me an injection in my IV, and then it looked, the TV is hanging up in the corner of the room. It was like the TV went, woo. I was like, woo, good stuff. So yeah, it was like that, guys. And then they want you on these certain diets, eat this, don't eat that after you have major surgery. Well, I had my good friends from high school sneaking into the hospital, bringing me all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I was still ornery back then. Still ornery today. Some things just don't change. But yeah, that's, a little bit about some of the things that I've been through, with experiences that I've had. And like I said, they can't get rid of me that easy. I'm still here. Okay, guys, let's see who's in there. Oh, we got Lenny. We got Willie. Hey, guys. Boom. Lee. Bob. Yes, I know. I like it. The flower of life. It just speaks so much about who and what we are, and how we affect one another, and, how we create through love something beautiful. We just touched on the snowflake experiment with, writing love or hate on the tea tree dish and putting in the freezer, and the differences. And with something going on in the chat that I need to be aware of. Okay, guys, my buddies from the Flame, you guys, I talk about going into the Flame and the chat forum. I also talk about Amber's Place, another chat forum. So anybody from there that wants to, this is a open format, and also will help other people get to know, you know, what goes on and what kind of people are in that chat forum. And because I want them to get to know you guys, because, you know, everybody's so unique, everybody's so beautiful, everybody has something to offer everybody. It's just a beautiful thing, just an absolute beautiful thing. But, you know, if anyone wants to pop on for, you know, even just 5 minutes and just say hello and just a little bit and pop off, you're welcome to. Just send me a DM in our chat forum, and I will send you the link right away so you can pop in. And it doesn't matter if you've already been on and did an interview. None of that matters. This is open format night or evening, or as Truman would say, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, depending on where you are in the world right now. Okay. Hey guys, retracting your messages, that's not helping me at all. I can't read what's going on. Hey, Loving Life. Love the name. That's another, guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. My little channel is just chugging along and growing, and I also want to get to know people as we're going along, you know, in this, and we're all on this very unique but beautiful journey, and how it's individually tailored to you. I was thinking about this, guys. Let's just go with the 7 billion people on the planet, and it seems like as we're going along, we're meeting our tribe, so to speak. But let's look at it this way: we got 7 billion people, and we'll start small. 7 of those people are linked together, so then we have 1 billion. So we'll start. I'm going to do it like a pyramid. Okay, let's see if we can do this here. I'll draw a picture. Let's see if it works out. Okay, we got the bottom layer. That's the 7 billion. I hope you guys can see that. I'm going to have to go to the other, go to the Hangout. Okay. We got the 7 billion. Oh, I hope it doesn't look backwards to you guys. And then from there, got 1 billion. We got the 1 billion. Okay, so 7 people are all interacting with 1. We could call it spirit or source, or, you know, it's like stepping up a ladder. And then from the 1 billion people, then we go to 1 million. And you see as it's going up, I'm sorry about I'm covering the light so I can show you guys. And each one, the line's getting shorter and shorter. Now we're at 1 million. From the 1 million, we go to, let's see, we'll go to 100,000. I'm just going to write the number. Then we go to 100,000. So we're going up, and it's getting smaller and smaller. From the 100,000, we go to 1,000. From the 1,000, we go to 100. 100, we go to 10. 10, go to 1. I just wrote it all out to show you. And this is just something that's been rolling around in my mind about what the actual pyramid, because at the top is the 1, which would be all of us into the 1. At our core, we are all connected. We're never alone. And even if you start at the 7 billion and think about each and every one having their own manifestation and then going along with their, having their life, they're manifesting, and then they're walking through it with their senses. It's unique, it's divine. And then from there to go to the, the 1 billion, the 7 linked into 1. And it is just like going up, some people call it Jacob's ladder. Other people call it a winding staircase. Other people, look at it from the pyramid. But the pyramid, although when I let me share a little bit of background on my testimony. When this amazing thing happened, it was like, let me check and see what we got in Discord. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's not somebody wanting to come on. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. If you send me a message in Discord, I will be checking those to share the link for you to pop on for a few minutes. But like personal issues and things like that you guys are trying to work out and stuff, we'll address those things after we're done with the stream, if that's okay. I would appreciate that. So that way, when I hit into Discord, I'll just pop the link in for you to hop on and come on for a few minutes. Okay, when I first had this, okay, you guys know in 2001 I started having vivid dreaming. Okay, and I told you the doctor is like, night terrors, take this pill. Okay, so that happened. Well, in 2012, the active dream life began again. Now, I was still having breakthrough dreams and stuff like that, but it became very, very active in 2012. Then I had what, with my upbringing, I called it a Holy Spirit baptism. Other people will call it something different. I felt so linked up and one with the oneness, the beauty, the unconditional love. I felt purified. Like everything that had been built up in me had been released, and I was given, all new. Like anything that ever happened in the past, it was in the land of forget. If I thought it was something that was bad or whatever. So I felt this overwhelming sensation. It was euphoric, beautiful, purifying. My heart, it was just, and that's what I, through my upbringing, called it a Holy Spirit baptism. Now, I didn't think I would get that feeling back. I thought, okay, this just happened. This isn't going to happen again. Let me check Discord. I'm going to be popping back and forth to, oh, okay. All right, same issue. Okay, I'm gonna let's get back to what I was talking about. Okay, I didn't think I would get back to that feeling again. I didn't think that I would, have such a wonderful, purifying experience again. But 2 weeks later, it happened again, and I was like, oh my gosh. Well, as time has went on, it's like, as with everything, we've been talking about this a lot in Flame. In that, pretty much, guys, anybody from Flame that feels brave enough to come on and talk about that room, that's basically what I'm dedicating this open format is for all of you wonderful people to, allow other people that could be happenstancing by meet the kind of people that are in there. It's just so wonderful that, with the unity we have in diversity. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely it's not perfect. We have some things to work on, but we respect each other enough that, we'll work through things. Everything takes time. But just like as we've been talking about in there, I was talking to Magi Bob and several other people were in the room. I can't remember everybody. We get really big group conversations going on in there. It's really beautiful. But first, you must learn to crawl. It's just like in anything. You crawl first, then you learn to walk. And when you're walking, of course, you fall a couple times, you get back up. Okay. Then you learn to run, then you learn to fly. And that's kind of like how I feel about, as time has went on, walking in this new energy or this new feeling, this new understanding. So when that happened on Sunday, I realized, my gosh, that's the energy, that's the heaviness that I operated in daily. I don't know how I did it. I'm going to tell you, because it's so heavy and dense. It's like, ugh. But as I'm learning, we get these feelings within us, and then it's because we have to make a decision. Either someone ahead of us has made a decision that's going to affect us, where we have to make a decision, and our decision will affect other people below us, kind of like with the pyramid thing. Think of you at the top of the pyramid. You're making a decision, and then you're the one. I'm gonna turn it back over to where I can see the hangout. Okay, you're the one at the top here, and whatever decision you're making will then affect whoever else is in your wake. So all these people are in our wake of whatever decisions that we're making. And so that's something that I'm working on now, is to be a conscious creator and to make good decisions. I want to make sure that something that I do is not going to put other people in harm's way. Yeah, I do think, when Mel was on my stream, we were talking about things, and she even brought up that the law is still necessary at this point, because not everybody is ready to, operate without the law. But I see a future where there's not going to be a need for governments and laws and things like that held over people, because the divine's going to spring up. We're going to remember who and what we are. We were born this way. We're going to be conscious of what we are doing, and therefore, by being conscious of what we're doing, we're going to make better decisions, and we're going to be looking behind us and to see what kind of an effect will a decision that you make have on other people. And so, until everybody has reached a certain point, wow, my nose is just itching. Sorry. Until everybody reaches that point of that very understanding of how special and wonderful everybody is, then it's going to take some time. But as we progress along, I can see the laws shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, just like the progression of the pyramid. It'll start dropping away, because we'll realize that, if I did something to you, I'm doing it to myself. It's at the top of the pyramid. We're all one, right? Aw, Seeker, that's a beautiful dove. I like that. I like that. Okay, Lenny, the frequency powers of 10 is an interesting video. I'll try and find it and post it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Does it tie into what my little, my non-artistic, but artistic pyramid? So yeah, it's, and see, he's going to show me something that I have not seen. And it's like this stuff, this information is coming into each and every single one of us, and we're understanding who and what we are, and learning to operate in it. Okay, my flame chat buds, why are you being so shy? Come on in here and say hello to people. I want them to get to know some of the wonderful people that are in there. Yes. Open. I got an open format. I'll let anybody come on. Everybody's being super shy. You don't have to show your face on camera. You can use your emoji and just visit and let people know that you are one of the members in Flame that I talk about, and Amber's Place. Now, Amber's place runs with rules and like law, okay? And Flame is, everybody is treated equally. So, even with that, it shows where we're at and where we're going to. We're going to that place where Flame, where everybody is realizing the equality and beauty. But at the same time, we're not automatons. We're not meant to be automatons. Just like this beautiful picture that I have up behind me. There's so many different colors. We're all different colors. We're all different shapes and sizes. We look different. We have different experiences. We're manifesting each individually what's going on within our own lives. And then we also have a say so in what is being created in the collective. And that's what we're remembering. Things that we forgot. We forgot how, that we actually manifest things in the spiritual to walk through it and feel it and perceive it with our senses. That's why we have these avatars. That's why we have these bodies. So we can taste good food. We can hear good music. We can smell. We can touch the emotions that we have. I do think in spirit form, we have the emotions and those things going on. I think at the core, this is just my theory. This is my opinion. I believe that we are all just pure love, unconditional love. And we come here to experience. And, a lot of people talk about Akashic records. Well, the Bible talks about, and then the books were opened. It's like everybody is writing their own book. You are the author of your own story. And then I did that series on background people, that everybody's a background people to everybody else. To me, everybody's background people. And to everybody else, I'm background people. But that doesn't negate that we are all having unique, precious, wonderful, equal experiences. You guys have any questions? You want to know anything about me that I don't know, Bob. I looked at the chat and saw that. Oh, they're yeah. Why are you guys retracting your messages? What are you doing? Hey, Bob, you want to pop on for a sec and say hello? Bob and Magi are a very heavy presence in that chat forum. They're not in there all the time, but most of the time they're there. And my goodness, they are wonderful listeners. They're wonderful advisors. And they're wonderful at sharing their very experiences too, which is where we're heading as a group, to have the relationship that those two have with each other. It's so beautiful. And I can see us going to and coming to a point where we are all having that relationship with each other. It's wonderful to observe it. It's wonderful to participate in conversations where they're both present. It's like, even when they have a difference, because guys, we're not, like I said, we're not supposed to be automatons. We're all unique and special and beautiful. Are you monkeying around? I'm going to send you light my cigarette. Sorry, guys. I do smoke. I'm going to send you a link, Mr. Bant, and hopefully you'll pop in. Oh, I need to come here first. I should play some elevator music for you guys while I'm doing this, right? All right. Here you are. Okay. Okay. So hopefully he'll pop in and grace us with his presence. Yeah, even when, we have some issues and conflicts, they end up getting resolved one way or another. Hmm. Come on, Boom. What's going on? um, I'm not able to see the messages people uh, are saying. I know you're having a hard time right now, but just work through it, honey. Okay, just work through it and be kind to everybody. So, anyways, hopefully he'll pop on and grace us with his presence. Please, my moderators, if there's no profanity or if it's not flagged to be like shown or hidden for you, allow the conversation to go through because I like reading them. We all have different perspectives. We're all unique. We're all individuals. So that's when I ask of you guys that, the only ones that I set the parameters up, if those pop up that are borderline, go ahead and hide those. But everything else, let's let it go through. Okay. I still can't see it though, Willie. I'm on a different. I have to actually be in my other account to view the chat more clearly. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Cigarette went out. Somebody gave it a thumbs down. What's going on, people? Have I said something to upset somebody? I would think so. Did you? Okay. If you send me a message, I won't have time to read it. I'm just gonna paste the link in there, so you can come pop on. So, because I really am hoping that somebody, gets brave and breaks through their. You guys, I have to tell you, doing this myself is a huge overcoming of a lot of fears. I hate the way I look on pictures, on videos. I hate my voice. All these, and you guys are helping me break through that, come out of my shell, and and I'm like so grateful that you guys are there for me to help me overcome something that has been with me for my entire life up until here lately. I'm coming out and breaking free and giving my testimony and allowing others to come on and give their testimony, because it's breaking barriers of backgrounds and cultures and countries, and we're in an amazing time. It's an amazing time to be alive. I love you too, Willie. Yeah, well, yeah, Lenny, you can say that, but I think we're our own worst critics. I'll find every flaw, so I'll be like, but I'm getting braver. I mean, I'm up here by myself now. There's nobody else on here with me to buffer. I'm just here and raw and just talking to you guys and getting to know everybody. Okay, so we talked about the 7 billion people going to the 1 billion and then leading up into the one, and that has to do with with the things that we do in life and how it affects other people. Taking responsibility for our actions is very, very important. If what you're doing or what I'm doing is causing nothing but heartache and devastation, or to other people around me, then and I can't expect other people around me to change. The only person that I can change is me. I'm the only one in control of change and this is the individual I can change is me. So That's just something that we need to think about. And that has to do with what happened with me on Sunday, on what kind of a decision that I would have made that could have put other people, like my husband and my family, in harm's way over, making a decision because I enjoyed something. And since, I enjoyed something, that I would just go ahead and do it because I enjoyed it and not care about how it affected other people, and in their life. We become more responsible about what we're thinking and what we're doing. And we become more conscious creating. Yes, I said frequency. Did I say? Maybe I did. Bob, are you able to be in Discord and on YouTube at the same time? Because I did send you an invite link. You were wanting to pop on. So, yeah, it just like with anything, all these gifts, guys, we've had them since birth. It's just coming into our remembrance, and just like anything, any new toy, or you just like with what I'm doing with my husband getting me all this equipment, and just he's really being so supportive. He's such a doll. I think I was inflamed when he came in bearing gifts, and I was so excited, to open them up. I accidentally turned my computer off because I bumped it, and it's the power buttons on the side, and he set down the boxes on this tray, and when I moved the boxes, it hit the power button on my computer and shut it off in the middle of a conversation. But yeah, he got me all this neat stuff, and I'll have to work with it, with the lighting and stuff. He got me a microphone boom, so I'm using that. So I wanted to make sure my sound was good, and just like anything, when we're remembering these things that are within us, we crawl, we walk, fall down a little bit, get back up, and then we run, and then we fly, and as we're remembering these gifts. And I have to say, guys, I know in the Bible it says to one is given this, to another is given that, but of the same Spirit. What I see is actually, and we can use the scripture where it says that one was given 1 talent, okay, and they buried it in the ground to give back the talent, okay, but to the one that was given 10, they came back with 20, okay. Think of the talents as those are within each and every one of us, okay? And so since all of these abilities are in us, we're going to go after the one that is our passion. And, we're going to crawl, we're going to walk, we're going to run, we're going to fly. And then there's the other abilities, that we can choose to go and then run, fly. It's just a matter of time. And as time goes on, things will become more clear for everybody, and everybody will see that it's not you only get one gift and you operate in just one. You actually have every single one of them, but your passion will go for the one that you want the most, that your heart is involved. You'll get mastery on that one, and then you'll work to get to the next one. It's an ongoing thing. It's limitless. That as it's a continuous growing, it's a continuing to be that fruit, that tree bearing all that fruit. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Time always goes on. Good play on words there, Lenny. Just like sage. Yes, and you guys got to realize, there's nothing that's going on in me that, is not potentially going on in you. And if it hasn't started going on in you, don't worry. It can. As soon as you seek, as soon as you knock, it happens. It absolutely happens. And it's not that, you don't have time for it or anything like that. We set up the parameters. Like if I say, I'm not going to eat meat, And I think that that will enhance my spirituality. Then by not eating meat, it will enhance my spirituality. If I think I need to fast, then fasting will be the key that unlocks the door, because we're creating it. We're creating the parameters. We're creating the we're manifesting the parameters to have those breakthroughs. And then once you get through, and realize, wait a minute, I don't have to set up those parameters. I could just break through. It's an amazing understanding, and we just keep growing and growing and growing. You guys have any questions? You guys want to hang out by the pool for a little while? I'm going to be on for about 15 more minutes. I would really like it if at least one person from the chat forum would pop on and say hello. So that way, because I'm going to put the link in the description box to Flame. I'll have the moderators also drop the invite to Flame. But I was hoping. But see, I have to be understanding with that, because I wouldn't come online either. This is a big thing for me to overcome. And so I completely understand why people, are a bit shy, or, not wanting to put themselves out there. It's part of life, and we overcome these things, and then we grow. So I was planning on coming on Hangouts. Yeah, Willie, that doesn't matter. You're not going to be on long enough, hon. I got 15 minutes about, and then I'm going to shut it down, so people will, I like to keep them under an hour. So I would actually like for you to come on and talk about what you're doing in your natural life, and what is going on with that situation. So, pop on in, and I'll give you some time to talk about it, and allow other people to know what's going on. So it's like when we put more out into the ether, the more exponentially things happen. It's just, the more you put out, the more we grow, the better. And I often talk about that the monkeys, these certain monkeys were taught to wash the potatoes in the water before they eat them. And monkeys that weren't even in contact with these other monkeys automatically started doing it. It goes back to that pyramid thing, where we're linked up together. Well, if we're at the 7 billion, maybe the 1 billion that's linked to, has 7 linked to them, was activated and started getting people to trickle through, or, a part of that 1 billion was, because I can see the growth, but it all leads up to the one. But I mean, so many people are going through this process. And I gave you some beginning testimony on, what I call the Holy Spirit baptism. It's all I knew. But as time is going on, I'm seeing that this is not an elect or select. This is for everybody. And that everybody's doing it, whether they're conscious of it or not, whether they're aware of it or not. They are partaking in creating this place. And I see the beauty in this place. It's just amazing. And I notice whenever, whatever you put in, whatever you're absorbing. And actually, Magi was talking about this, when he was reading certain books, that's what he would dream about, because then that's what you manifest, what you're feeding yourself. And so, whatever, and as you progress along, you learn to detach. Like if you're watching a movie or something, that could be like spooky or whatever. So you don't create that. You detach, look at it for entertainment, and then don't create it. Do you see what I'm saying there? Because what we're bringing into ourselves, and that's what, with news programmings, and I'm saying that these things are actually happening to these people, blah, blah, blah. We're thinking that's actually happening. And then what happens is we manifest it. And then what happens is the problem becomes worse because we're manifesting it, and we don't understand yet who and what we are. So, if you're feeding yourself those things, and those things seem to be growing, and you just seem like seems to be getting darker and darker and darker, well, that's what's going on. And as we're becoming more self-aware, we're using our discernment. And so that's why I recommend that you just, fast from those things. Feed your windows to your soul and your heart good, positive things, and then watch the transition. Test all things, guys. I love Bob. He's so multifaceted. He's so deep. He could be the funniest guy ever. He can also be the most wise man ever. He's very complex, very, don't try and put Bob in a box. He won't fit. There's no box that can contain Bob. And I love that about him. Oh, sensible. Nobody has anything sensible. Everybody has something sensible to say. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know we've got a little ripple going on right now, but it'll smooth out. Everything will smooth out. When faced with the problem, we use discernment, and then, we decide whether we're going to engage or not. And by our choices, we will either feed it and make it worse, or starve it and it'll go away. Smooth bottoms. Come on, Bob. You got 8 minutes. Show thyself, mister. Show thyself. I wasn't talking about nothing. I'm just reading what you wrote. Smooth bottoms, huh? Okay. Okay, is there something you guys want to ask me in the chat? We got Willie and Bob and Sup. And let's see. I gotta scroll up. Lenny. There's a lot of you guys in there. Seeker, Loving Life. Nice to meet you, Loving Life. I hope you're still watching. I will have the moderators drop the link to Flame. And it's kind of a shame nobody wanted to pop on. But hey, everybody has lives. Everybody's busy. They have their own things going on. And I totally understand that. What's the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to engage and participate and, experience. My goodness. Of course. That's what I want to learn and hear you talk about, Bob. Tell us about consciousness without memory. It is actually in the scripture that things are thrown into the sea of forget. So, and most people take that as, all the bad things that you've done are in the sea of forget, which is true, because the God source that I met is unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness. And in unconditional love, that means there's no conditions. There were no conditions set upon me. The only conditions were in my own mind. They were the things that I thought, and conditions that I thought I needed to measure up to, that are very subjective. Because if you ask somebody what makes a righteous person, you can get, you ask 50 people, you'll get 50 different answers on what they think is righteous. So realize that, guys. when you're hearing people talk or, things like that, that's a very subjective opinion on what is holy, what is righteous. Um, I talk more about taking responsibility for your actions and, weighing out the effect what your decision will have on other people that you love or other people that could be in the wake of, a decision or an action that you make. Taking responsibility as we become more conscious of who and what we are. It is very, very important that we look forward and look back to make sure that what we're doing is not going to harm other people or affect them in a negative way or put them in harm's way. Oh, I do want to, before we sign out for the day, I want to know if you guys can hear the water in the background playing. External consideration of others is important and compassionate. Yes. Yes. We need to always take into consideration of what we're doing and how it affects others around us. Yes. That's exactly right. See, that's what I'm trying to talk about. As we're becoming more self-aware and understanding who and what we are, we need to take the responsibility of that awareness that we're having. And we even get energetic warnings, that a decision is coming up or we've been affected in some way, either by somebody else around us or a decision that we're going to make is going to affect loved ones, or that synchronicity with Alicia, that both of us felt that dense energy on Sunday, and both of us had a very active dream state that gave us the answer for what was going on. And we are at a point now, at least I'm at a point now, where I need to acknowledge those when they come up and address it and realize that it's kind of like a warning, okay, something has changed. A glitch in the matrix. Oh, was it the same cat or a different cat? Come on, Neo, which was it? One thing I'll tell you, Lenny, is I'll be the first one to tell you, I know that I don't know everything. And by the way, I am going to have Lenny on. He's going to come on for one of the hour interviews. So look forward to that, guys. Can you guys hear the water from the spillway? Because I know I did a video and you guys were able to hear it. And then I don't think the sound came through on it. That's right, Lenny. Just a quick yes or no if you guys can hear the water in the background. Besides my sound. Cannot hear the water. Okay, I need to fix that where the sound is coming through because you should be able to hear the water. I know that we did a live stream and you guys could hear the waterfall. Okay, that's something I need to work on. Thank you, Seeker. Okay. Got 1 minute to go. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate everybody. This little channel is growing and growing. And I'm going to put the link for Flame in the description box if you're watching this later. The moderators are dropping the link for Flame in the chat now. So I saw a new face in here, and that was absolutely wonderful. And we're seeing new faces pop up in Flame, and that's absolutely wonderful. It's a wonderful group of people, guys, and everybody is welcome there. So, yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. I'll talk to you soon.